right, good morning and welcome. Today is a special meeting of the Lextran Board of Directors. My name is Jill Barnett and I'm the General Manager and Executive Director here at Lextran. Today is Wednesday, October 13th, and it is 10 a.m. Today's meeting is being held virtually in the interest of time, as it is a special meeting for the members of our board. I will now turn this over to our Vice Chairman, Mr. Harding Dowell.
Thank you, Jill. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order and do the roll call. Do we have Mr. Motley?
Here.
Mr. Christman?
Here.
Ms. Rogers?
Here.
Judge Thurston?
Present.
Dr. Acapo?
Here.
And do we have Mr. Ward? I do not see him. All right, I believe that is everyone, and I believe that is a quorum. So, one reminder that Jill wanted me to mention, which is that because today is a special meeting, that discussions need to be limited to the items published on the agenda. With that, we'll move into public comment if there is any. Seeing none, I will hand it back to you, Jill. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dowell. I appreciate that. And thank you, board members, for being accommodating and giving of your time today. We will do our best to make this quick, as I know it is a special unplanned meeting. So the purpose of today's meeting is to request the board's approval of a change order with Lextran's contractor for paratransit service, which is Wheels. Wheels is operated by the Bluegrass chapter of the American Red Cross, and they have been our paratransit contractor for a number of years. Wheels recently notified us of the need to increase their cost per trip in an effort to increase their driver wages, to recruit new employees, as well as retain their existing employees. They have lost a number of people in the last 3 months to jobs that are paying a higher rate. You know, that is not unique to Wheels. Lextran has experienced some of those difficulties as well in recruiting new people, as well as it contributes to retention and morale issues. The current cost per trip that is paid by Lextran to Wheels is $24.90. And I will also add that Lextran procured the services of Wheels through a competitive bid process. RFP was issued back in January of 2017, and the Board of Directors approved a resolution on May 17th of 2017 to award a contract to Wheels. That contract term was an initial 5 years with 5 options for an additional year each time. So Lextran is currently in the final year of that initial 5-year term with Wheels. And as I said, the current cost per trip is $24.90. Wheels has notified us that the need to increase that trip is up to $27.90 per trip. And so that will be our request to you today in the approval of this change order to change the per trip cost from $24.90 per trip to $27.90 per trip. And based on some ridership projections for the remainder of the year, Lextran is anticipating a difference of just shy of just at $167,000 over the budgeted amount that's based on trips. We are in a good place that we do have this money through our federal Section 5307 formula funds for purchase transportation, in addition to some of the COVID relief dollars that we have been fortunate to receive over the last year. So that is a lot of information in a very short period of time, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that the board might have.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea, and and we continue to collect the fares, right? Is that, yeah. I'm all for it. I'll make a motion, we pass this
All right, thank you.
resolution.
I'd second.
Is that Judge Thurston?
And Jill, I just have a follow-up question if there's time before we make a vote.
Okay.
So I know I'm channeling my inner George. We were on the budget committee, and this year there was some conversations of we lowered our total amount budgeted for wheels based on our best projection of this program. And so we were already doing our best forecast at what this would cost, but they were increasing faster than the other bus. So we feel, I mean, I am all for it. But just to know that we were already had budgeted less for this program than previous years.
Yes, Jamie, that is correct. So we did budget a little bit less. However, that was based on the ridership that we were anticipating. And so those projections have turned out to be accurate. Even though paratransit ridership seems to be recovering at a faster rate than fixed route, for where we are so far in the year, the actual numbers have still been less than what we projected for where we would be at this point. So the increase that is associated is due to the cost increase per trip. And one thing that I did want to add for the board's information is that it is an additional $3. So while that does seem a significant increase, we are our cost per trip is still lower than that of our peers, and that's related to some information that we recently got through some of the information gathered from the comprehensive operations analysis, which will be shared with you at a future date. But we are currently under that peer average for paratransit.
Thank you. You said that more eloquently than what I was trying to say. But just so that the board knows that we did lower that budget for this program, just trying to forecast as best we could what the actual ridership would be. And then just as curiosity, remind me how much a rider pays.
A passenger pays $1.60 per trip.
Thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you.
Joe, when did you say this contract is up?
The contract, the initial 5-year term, Mr. Chrisman, ends in 2022. However, it has 5 option years.
Oh, okay. Okay,
So
so it's a long time, yeah.
Potentially could be a total of 10 years. Are there any other questions from board members today?
All right, then I would entertain a motion to accept this resolution 2021-19 to enact this change order.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, board members. I will be happy to pass this along to our folks at Wheels and let them know the results of today's meeting. I don't have anything else for today, but I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday for our regularly scheduled meeting. And again, thank you so much for making time today to get this passed.
Aye.
Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.
And I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
This is Christian. I'll move.
I'll second.
Second.